Okay, today's video, we're going to talk about responsive display ads video. So you can add video to your responsive display ads, which is the best thing you can do to get your responsive display ads to work better or as best as possible. In terms of what you can do to advertise your business online today. And that is because not many people know how to do this effectively. It creates an edge, if you will, that you will get over your competition being able to have this one skill. I'm going to talk about this. And basically, though, even though video ads, should be no secret as to how that helps you make so much more money in your business, being able to use video advertising to your advantage. What I talk about on this video today is what it takes that whole idea and puts it on steroids, because you can have video ads run effectively everywhere online. Any website, any one of millions of websites that your prospect could go to, versus hoping and expecting your prospect to go to YouTube and be on YouTube long enough to actually see your video ads that are there. So that's what I like about the responsive display ads itself the most, is the fact that you can run video ads everywhere, given that Google AdSense is on most websites, then therefore you can get responsive display ads on effectively any website out there on the web. Get video advertising going on there. Even though the video is not having sound playing on it by default, there's a specific strategy we use to still make tons of money from responsive display ad with video that I'm going to talk about in today's video, namely the power of demonstration and the power of headlines that get people to actually watch the video that you have. So I'm going to talk about both of those, give you some real examples of where we're using for products and services responsive display ad with video to make a good deal of money running those for different businesses that we run and also manage. So with that said, the best, highest converting thing on the internet today is running video ads outside of YouTube. Essentially gets you so much penetration of the market that you're trying to go into when you don't have to just rely on YouTube. Now, granted, running ads on YouTube, video ads on YouTube is the best still, because you're there on YouTube to watch video. So obviously, naturally, you're going to have the highest level of engagement and response from your audience on YouTube doing video advertising there. But you can, greatly multiply how much you can make from any video ad running it outside of YouTube, because there's so many more opportunities to get in front of somebody and add impressions, if you will, or a number of times the video ad can get seen or shown. So, and this actually works great if you have a visual product, because you're, on that news website you're reading, you see a video ad playing, it's autoplay, the sound isn't playing by default. And if you have a visual demonstration of a product there, naturally your eye is going to be drawn to it. Most banner ads and stuff like that, even though they still work, basically you're not going to really be very engaged by that, even if it's an animated ad, because it's a banner ad and people are trained to block it out. Whereas, video ad, they're going to be trained, they're much more likely to just basically look at it, which is why you want to basically use them. But even if you don't have a product, you can't do a visual demonstration of your product, so that a video with no sound would be by default very effective, you can actually make money, a lot of money, running video ads for, a service, given the text and the video combination, which is what you specifically get with a responsive display ad, can actually still be just as profitable, given the text can support the video that's being played there for the user when they see that ad. So I'll talk about that a bit more in a second. Most of your competitors can't or won't want to put together video ads for their businesses, which is what gives you such high profits running a video ad for your business in the first place, particularly responsive display ads, because very few people know that you can even run a video ad on Google Display Network and with your responsive display ads. So therefore, just knowing the fact that you can run video ads on millions of different websites where prospects can actually, where their eyeballs are at, and understanding how to put together an effective video ad, because that's a whole nother thing. If people even know that they want to do video ads, they'll run a video ad that they think should or could work, which is just some random video pulled off their YouTube channel, which is not going to work. Because it's so easy to run a video ad. People think that they should just run any shitty video ad because it's not going to cost that much to get up and going. You know, video ads that work you have to have very specific intention with very specific scripting and flow of that video in order to get someone to see it, to pull a user into your website, get a high click-through. Higher the click-through rate naturally you get, the higher profiting that video will be for you. In order to get the click-through rate high enough to make money, you've got to have a specific video ad that's made to do nothing else besides get that user who sees it to click through it and then ultimately buy. You can't just be doing something random. It's hard enough to get video ads, particularly when you're showing it outside of YouTube, given that they're not there to necessarily click through ads in the first place, to then, you know, be dealing with a random video that had no specific intentionality of getting a user that needs to see the video on a random website and then clicking through that ad to get, you know, ultimately a return on it so you can scale up that video ad, so to say. So with that said, I basically, if I'm running responsive display ads and I want to put together a highly converting campaign, specifically being able to leverage that through the video component that is optional with responsive display ads, I break the strategy kind of down into two different things that work the best for each one of these categories. That is products. If I'm marketing a product, I'm going to do one thing. If I'm marketing a service with these video ads that are going to be attached to a responsive display ad, I'm going to do another. And that is starting with products. I touched on this a bit ago already, but you want a visual demonstration of that product because there's no audio, and that's the best thing that we found pulls the best. And when I say video, a product demonstration there, I mean user-generated content style of product demonstration, being what you want is the video to look like it's not put together by you, the company. It's an individual customer that you have that's demonstrating that product. Why? Because people are trained, again, mentally to block out what look like ads. So if it looks like a customer using your product, even though it's in an ad block, you can actually, if you will, trick a whole lot of people to not realizing it's an ad, give your ad a chance to, you know, be noticed and considered before they even realize it's a commercial, if you will, that they're watching. Because naturally, even though it's in an ad block, if something looks like it's not an ad inside of an ad block, they're more likely to see it, to pay attention to it, than if it just looks like a for sale type of commercial. So, you know, naturally, a user demonstrating the product can be just as, it can communicate the same exact information as if, you know, somebody from your company or an actor put that video together. There's no disadvantage of having a customer demonstrate that product, especially considering you can get an actor that looks like a customer's demonstrating the product, which you don't have to lie to people. It just looks like an average, you know, you get an actor that looks like a customer to demonstrate that product for you. Therefore, you'll have higher response rates from your video ad because it looks like a customer and they're therefore not being sold. Therefore, they're going to pay attention to your ad at a higher rate. So we use these ads all the time now. It's the best producing video ads that you can do for a product, user demonstration of the product by a so-called customer and doing that for the user. Particularly also, if you want to maximize your response, because there's usually different people that buy your product, they buy it for different reasons, you package up 4 or 5 different videos that show a customer using it for the purpose they use it for, so that through the cycle of those 4 or 5 videos, you get all the customers, given that there's 4 or 5 different buyers, if you follow my drift, you know, get my drift here. So that is for products. If you want to make a pile of money with responsive display ads, using a video in your responsive display ads, which you absolutely should, because that's where all the real money's made. That's how I recommend doing it. That's the way we do it. And then for a service here, what I recommend is a talking head style video. Why is that? Because people notice, there's a reason why on YouTube thumbnails you typically see a person's head there, because that's what statistically gets users' attention at the highest rate most of the time. Of course, they add other stuff to it, but there's a reason why everybody does that. It gets click-through rate and attention at the highest rate possible. So if you have a person standing there like I am on this video and I'm talking and all that, you're going to be noticing that. And you're going to wonder at the very least, what the heck is that person even saying, right? It's not enough to say, you know, what is that person saying to necessarily get them to click through at a high rate. But when you pair that with the text portion of that responsive text ad, responsive display ad, now you have a tool, a great tool to give the user a clue as to what's being said by that person that looks like they're talking with intention on that video. And you can get great response rates in terms of people clicking on to turn on the audio. And then now that they're watching the video's done right, now you get a good response off of your video ad now. That's the specific formula for a service I would give you. And when I say the text gets so literally, legitimately, the text on a responsive display ad should get, the whole purpose of that is to get them to watch the video with the audio on, and then that video is what gets them to click. When I say the text has to get them to watch the video, it's not saying, watch my video, turn the audio on, which that would be kind of interesting if you did that, but never tried that. That is, you say something on there that really get their users' attention. So I always talk about on this channel offering 200% money back guarantees. Why? Because nobody does it, and it shows as a company you really, really believe in what you're doing. So you could say on the text part of your responsive display ad, 200% money back guarantee. You see that just by seeing that, you're like, holy crap, what the heck? And then you see the guy talking on video. Now you have to, you went from mildly curious as to what that guy on screen was saying and doing to I absolutely have to know what this is, because anybody offering a 200% money back guarantee must have something damn good to offer to even do that in the first place. 200%, ranking money back guarantee. If you were an SEO consultant, that would be a perfect, pitch. To give you a direct example here of what the type of thing that we've done in the past. Then pairing that with a video, a talking head that explains the guarantee, and then at the end of the video, directs people to a website to learn more about the guarantee and the service and why it works. That's a funnel right there that we've used in the past for somebody that wanted to generate clients in that specific field or vertical in the marketing space itself. So if we were to go into some other examples, if you wanted to say on the services side here, okay, you could talk about in the professional services side of things. If we're talking about attorneys, and specifically in the divorce law space, what we have is, the best thing in that space that people hardly do is if you're a male, you want to hire a male because you think they're going to advocate for you being in another male or a female in the same thing. So what you do is you have the lawyer talking, giving a pitch, if you will, about why it's important to hire somebody that specializes in dealing with men because they understand better how to do this than somebody who just works with both genders, if you will. And so with that, what you can do is you could say men advocating for men, they don't get crushed by divorce. Generally speaking, that's how that headline went. Then the video, talking head style video again, gets that, explains why this is possible. You don't know it's a lawyer until you watch the video, then you realize it is a lawyer. And so if you have that problem, or you had that in the back of your mind that you're, might get screwed over by divorce, you haven't even started it yet. Now you know who you can talk to that can kind of, put you in the best position so you end up not so bad on the other side of things. And that really is what most lawyers should be doing. What do most lawyers do? They wait until they're got somebody who's already in the process of, needing a lawyer directly, whereas you can get people that were, at least in that field, before they even need it, explaining to them what the benefits would be with going forward with that divorce, if you will. So that is one major example of for a different type of service, how this actually could go, how this is actually done with the responsive display ads. And using video with your responsive display ads in combination, text with the video, to actually get really, really good response rates and results out of it, okay? So, by the way, with responsive display ads, remarketing is going to be your main play there. That's almost always going to work. You're going to do that every time. If you're talking about first click advertising, it also can work though, however. So, with that said, don't think it's just one or the other. But at the very least, every single person watching this video should be doing what I just mentioned with retargeting people that have hit your website specifically, And once you've done that, you start to try it out and try to target people who have never been to your website before, starting with, and this is always the place to start, basically speaking, 99% of the time, that is, people who have went to your direct competitors' websites before, which is, you can set that audience up through Google Display Network or through the audience menu of your account. And every single person who's went to your competitor that you know that are in market, you can try to get them. Naturally, with like the attorney example that I gave you before, by the way, that is not talking to somebody that's in market, but even if the person is in market, it's still going to speak to them, and that's the type of thing I would still do. I mean, naturally, you could say, you could go the angle of #1 male divorce lawyer in Dallas, and then have the talking head style video, and that might certainly produce better results for you if you were targeting a competitor audience like that. But not necessarily in every market is that the direct play going to be the way to go. At least split test and try to go the informational angle to drive traffic to your site. Your entire purpose of your ad, just keep this in mind as I like sum this up, isn't to sell on that video. Your job on that video and on that ad is to sell going to the landing page. And even then, when you get to the landing page, their goal is to get them to read the whole landing page. So they get to the gist of they wanting you and only you. If you try to go to direct, then people say it's a pitch, and they're not going to do anything. You're not going to get a chance to even sell it to them. So an indirect approach a lot of times is the best play. You should test it at the very least both ways in your market to find out what's going to work the best for you. And this is, by the way, where most people get caught up, because even if they do want to put together a video ad, they don't want to put together multiple. Really, you should try both angles. And, depending on the different type of clients you have that you're trying to go after, we talked about on the product side, different people buy products for different reasons. You should have different video ads for each use case. Services is the same exact thing. So the divorce lawyer example, if certain men, if you will, need to hire a divorce lawyer because of child custody situations, then you talk about how to not get, on your headline of your responsive display ad, instead of saying, how not to get, screwed over in divorce as a man, it's how to not get screwed over in child custody cases as a man, if you will. And because that's automatically going to get you a lot higher click-through rates and response rates. We're talking 3 to 4 or 5 times the response rates. The higher the click-through rate on your ad, the lower the cost per click, the higher your ROI gets. And then with that, if you're just not getting the return you want yet in terms of an ROI, all you got to do is just niche down a little bit more. How do you go after not just any client, but a specific client, speaks more directly to them with your responsive display ad, and therefore just ratchet up the amount of ROI you can get from it. So with that said, though, I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully that made a lot of sense. I have a lot of other video content on this channel. If you are looking for the best information you can find online about how to make millions of dollars running ads for your business, this is the channel to subscribe to, as it's coming from somebody with 15 years of ad experience and specifically strategizes dozens of ad accounts on an ongoing basis to give you the information I'm offering you on this channel. There is no better information that you're going to find on how to really make money with your ads, I promise you. Therefore, you should subscribe and you should do it right now. If you have any questions, by the way, about anything I covered in today's video, or any other ad-related question, I'd be more than happy to try to answer your questions and help you out, put you in the right direction. If you leave me a comment below, I get back to every single person that leaves me a comment or question, typically within 24 hours time. I also, by the way, have a blog. If you like my channel, you can find my blog at guaranteedppc.com/blog, where you can find step-by-step advice on how to set up campaigns that are productive and will make you lots of money there, with visuals and the whole thing. Whereas I talk about theory or at a higher level on this channel, there's specifics that you can follow on my blog. So if you like my channel, you'll certainly also see a lot of value on my blog over there as well. I run an ad agency. It's called, name of it is Guaranteed PPC. Our agency, what we do is we manage and run ad campaigns, online ad campaigns for clients. How we're different is we do not charge clients fees until we get you more profit in addition to what you're making already from your ads, in excess of what our fees are. Otherwise, and with that, we do not charge a fee unless and until we do. And no other agency out there, by the way, does anything like that, which should tell you right away the quality of not only the service, but the information we're offering you on this channel. But if you want to see if we can work together, if you reach out to me at guaranteedppc.com, I'd be more than happy to give you a free analysis, look over what you have. We don't work with just any client, but if there is some opportunity there for us to really knock what you have out of the park, we would be more than happy to be able to work with you on that, with that type of opportunity. As a side, by the way, if you're not looking to work with an ad agency, we also sell campaign templates. We've worked in over 100 different niche markets to this day in the last 10 years, of which we've worked in your niche market and we are operating in a different city or country or whatever. You can use the exact same thing we use to develop the results we've got in a parallel geographic area in your own geographic market and get the same results we're getting with none of the work, none of the money that we had to spend to figure out exactly what works the best in your niche market. There's no scenario where you're going to get it done easier or cheaper than us, having many times spent 7 figures to figure out what exactly works the best in your market, and you get it ready to copy and paste in your account right away. If you're interested in that type of thing, you can reach out to me. I've worked in over 100 niche markets. Chances are very high we've already done all the hard work for you, and you can just copy paste your way to success in your ad account like I just mentioned. We even got these templates. We're selling them to people who want to start other businesses, whether you want to sell leads, which is a great passive income business idea. You can take a campaign that already generates leads at a cheap rate and sell those leads to other people in that space, or whether you want to start an e-commerce business, you could sell, products that you can easily source from China in a different country that our client is currently operating in and have turnkey results, basically. If you're interested in that kind of opportunity, you can also reach out to me at guaranteedppc.com. But with that, I'll wrap everything up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on my next video where we have another great strategy for you then. See you later.